this video, you probably got the 01103 code on your Polaris Ranger. This one is a 900 XP crew. So I'm going to go really quickly. I know that if you're looking at it, you're probably trying to get your machine fixed or understand what part you need to order. So I'll go through it really quickly, and then I'll release another video that goes through things in more detail, step by step, for those people that are like me that don't know a whole bunch about repairing or wrenching on things. So here we go. So I got the 01103 code. My engine was surging, and when I would check the engine temperature, it would be all over the place. It would be one moment it seemed normal at 195, and then it would give me a -15, and the whole system was just going haywire. And also the check engine light came on, and the temperature overheat red light came on. So that's what I was experiencing when I had the issues. Looked it up through the forums and everywhere else, and everyone says that, you know, half the time it's not really the sensor, it's the wiring and the stuff that goes to it. So I'm going to show you how I figured mine out. So we'll start with the zoomed out view, just to give you an idea of where we'll be looking. If you look on the second cylinder, it's got the PTO going to it, and you look down in here is where you're going to see the temp sensor. So I'm going to grab the camera here and we'll go zoom and look right in here. Okay, I'm going to hold this light up at the same time that I zoom in so that you can see what's going on. So you can see that bluish colored metal, that's the actual temperature sensor. The first thing you want to do is pull that wire bundle off and then go back to the ignition and turn it on. If the fan immediately comes on, then the rest of the system is functioning, and it's likely your temperature sensor that you need to look at. If the fan doesn't come on, it's time to go check fuses, look for shorts, that kind of thing. Start thinking about what else could be wrong. For me, what happened is I pulled the wire bundle off and the fan immediately came on. That's a design feature so that it'll protect the engine. If it can't see the temp sensor value, then it just turns the fan on to make the engine just as cool as it can. The way that I got access to that sensor is to go ahead and pull this clutch vent tube off. It's really quick. You just loosen the panduit and in you go. So you break that sensor loose. I used a 3/4 inch wrench to get down inside there, and it loosened really easily. It wasn't torqued very much at all. I went ahead and pulled the sensor, and this is what it looks like. It's pretty straightforward, and it has two connectors. And the next diagnostic that you can do is put an ohm meter on the two terminals and see how much resistance you get across there. I read several forum posts. They said it's a 2600 ohm resistance at 73 degrees. Well, I'm here near Charleston, South Carolina, and it had been 73 degrees, even low, for like 2 months. So I read it and I got about 1600 ohms. I didn't know if that was good or bad because I don't have the service manual, but it was quite a bit under 2600. So I went ahead and decided to replace this sensor. I went with an aftermarket sensor. Not so much of the price. I found the OEM was $65. I bought a replacement sensor for $35, but really the reason I bought it, people recommended it on the forums, and also it was half the price and came a day sooner than I could even get it from the dealer. They were going to order it from their warehouse, told me it'd take 3 days. I got it in 2, so that's why I chose it. So putting the new sensor in is really easy. Just screws right in. It'll come with a washer, metal washer. Just go ahead and screw it in. Attach the wire bundle. The wire bundle only goes on one way, thank goodness. And then what you're going to want to do is bleed or purge the coolant system. And on the back of the engine, I can't even get, well, I can try getting my camera back here to see if you can take a look at it. But it takes an 8mm wrench to go ahead and loosen that. So go ahead and start the engine. It's going to heat up. Go ahead and open it up. And if the coolant is bubbling, it's getting rid of air. If you're getting a steady stream of coolant, then it's gone ahead and purged it. Just go ahead and close that up, and you're ready to move on further. So let me see if I can zoom in here and give you a picture of what that purge looks like. Okay, here we are looking at the engine. I'm on the driver's side, of course. You can see this is the PTO cylinder, and then rotate and look down here and you can see the bleed valve right there. That's where you want to hit it with your 8mm socket. I knew the minute I started the engine to do the purging that everything was fine. Check engine light went off, it just ran better, it was all good. So I went ahead and purged, and then I went ahead and checked the reservoir bottle, and everything was fine. So that's the quick and dirty on how to go through the process to replace the sensor if you get this 01103 code. I'm going to release another video that starts at the very beginning, looking at the codes. How do you get in the check engine light area, understand what the code is, places to go look to understand what's happening, how to take the bed off, all that stuff. So if you'd really like to see that step by step and go through it like I did, then we'll do that on the next video. Thanks for watching.